Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. So in this video we will learn how composable functions retains data whenever there is some configuration change like screen rotations or the activity got recreated due to some resource issues or whenever process crash and activity got recreated. Now let's see what happened when we rotate the device. So now you can see this value reset to 0. So reason for this is whenever we rotate the device, so it means this activity got recreated. So when the activity got recreated, it lost all the state of those composable functions. Okay. So here what we need to do, instead of remember, we need to use remember savable. Okay. Now see what happens. Now I click on this add. Now I rotate the device. Okay. Now you can see the state is also maintained. Okay, so this way we will keep a memory of a composable functions. By default, all the primary type we can save in a mutable state. So now let's see how we can save a custom object. So we will move this into a class. So create a class here, data class, and we will say is count and current value. This will be int, and we will mark it as well. So next thing is we need to make it parcelable. So we will use Kotlin plugin. So go to build.gradle and add a Kotlin parcelize plugin. Now go to activity. So add parcelize, implement parcelable interface, and here just change it to mutable state of, and this will be our count and default value will be 0. Okay, now we just need to update the code. Here it will be count dot current value. Now this count variable point to count class, and in the count class we have marked this as a val. Okay, so to change the value, what we need to do, we need to update this variable. So what will happen, count will be count dot copy, and we will first get the current value and increase it by +1, and similar way we reduce its value by 1. Okay, now let's see what happens. Now I increase the count, so you can see it is working. Now I reduce the count, it is working. Now I rotate the device, so you can see data still persists. Okay, so this way we can save the custom object. Now let's say you don't want to use this parcelable class and there are only few values and you want to save it into a list saver or a map saver. Okay, now we'll first see how we can use list saver. So here we will define val count list saver, and this saver will be a list saver. Okay, so now we need to define what will be object and how it will be saved. Okay, so our object is count. Okay, and we want to save it as a int. Okay, now we need to define how it got saved and how we will restore. So first define saver. Okay, then define restore. Now in the save, we need to save a list, and list will contain the items. Okay, so we will use list of. We can access the current object with the it dot current value. Okay, so if you see here, currently we only have one object. So similar way, let's say there are 5 variables: count, count1, count2, count3, count4. Okay, so what we will do, we will save it in a list with index. Let's say if in the zero index, it will be count 1. In first index, count 2. In second index, count 3, and same. Okay. So currently we only have one field, so we are passing the one value. Similar way, you can pass multiple value as well. Okay. Now next thing is we need to restore the value. Okay. So we need to create an object of count, and current value will be current index it, and its zero value. Okay. Now we have defined this saver. Now we need to use this saver. So in this savable block, this will be your state saver, and state saver will be count list saver. Okay. Now we have this one. Okay. Now let's see what happened when we run the app. Okay. Now this worked correctly. Now I increase the count. Got change. Now I increase the count and it got change. Now rotate the device. Now you can see the value is getting stored. Let's see how we can use the map saver. So first we will create a variable map count saver is equal to map saver. Now we need to define the type. So type will be count. Now we need to define save and save this one. Now restore. Now again, in the previous example, if you see, we are using list of. So here we will use map of. Okay. Now in the map of, we need, let's say we give a key as count for now. Okay. It will be mapped to it dot current value. Now we need to restore the value. So it will be count and current value will be it. And from map, we will get the value with the key name count. And this will be of type integer. Okay. Now we get the value. Now just change this to map count saver. Okay. Now run it again. Okay. Now I click on add or change. Now click on subtract, reduce. Now rotate the device. Now count persist. Let's increase the count. Rotate the device. Okay. So this way we can save the custom objects. So either you can use parcelable or either you can use this list saver, map saver. We can also use view model to save the data. Okay. Now let's see how we can use the view model. Okay. So first we need to add a view model dependency. So we just go to build.grader. I have copied the required dependency to add view model and live data. So I will just paste it here. We get to activity again. Now we will use a view model. We can just create a package here. Say a view model. Okay. So now we have created a view model. So we can use a view model here. Well, main view model is equal to, okay. Now in the view model, we will define a state. So how we can define the state? So we need to use live data. So we will just first create a mutable live data here. Private var count is equal to mutable live data. This will be of type integer. Now we create a public count live data, and this will be our live data of type integer, and this will be underscore count. Okay. Now, whenever we click on those button, what we need to do, we need to update the count. So we will create a function here, change count. Here it will be count live data dot value equals to, maybe we can use a boolean variable here, is add. We will initialize its default value to 0. Now go to activity, and here what we need to do, dot observe state. Okay, now we just need to this here on state. Okay, now you can see it got changed. We subtract it, got changed. Now I will just rotate the device. Okay, now this persists. So this way we can save the data for composable functions. So that much for this video. In the next video, we will learn how we will pass data from top to bottom and send event from bottom to top. So stay tuned for further updates.